Hello everyone, welcome to Arka Science, and today in this content I will be talking about the direct motion of Mars which had already happened yesterday in the sign of Gemini on 24th of February 2025 for all the 12 ascendant signs. Mars has finally turned direct. Now this is very significant with respect to multiple domains because Mars significates our energy, our actions. It is the significator of the third house and sixth house. Our health, our vitality, everything has something to do with Mars. Since it was debilitated, then it turned retrograde, then finally it entered the sign of Gemini in the retrograde motion. So multiple things related to the lordship of the houses related to Mars was impacted in our horoscopes, but now finally it is direct, and it has going to give us multiple results. First of all, direct motion of Mars is very good with respect to our energy levels, with respect to our interest to take up some decisions and work on it, our willpower. With all those respect, this transit of Mars in the direct motion is going to be very beneficial. But we have to understand one thing, that Mars is direct in the sign of Gemini. In the sign of Gemini, whenever Mars is direct or Mars is transiting in the direct motion, Mars is not very happy in this placement because first of all, Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mars does not like to transit in the sign of Mercury, specifically in the sign of Gemini. It is an inimical sign to Mars. Thirdly, Mars is just the sign prior to its debilitation sign. Just after Gemini, it has to enter the sign of Cancer, so that means it is just the sign prior to debilitation sign. So in that regard also, Mars is not very happy transiting in the sign of Gemini. But nevertheless, Gemini becomes the third house of the natural zodiac, and in the third house of the natural zodiac, Mars, in that regards, it is very good with respect to our actions, specifically intellectual decisions, quick mechanical decisions. Like suppose you think about something and you completely work on it, looking into the fact that at this moment of time Mercury is transiting in the sign of Aquarius at this moment of time, although it will also change its sign in next few days. But still, at this moment of time, with respect to Mercury and Mars, it is forming like 5-9 relationship. In that regards, it is good. So it is a very good time that suppose you want to take any short period of time, any important decisions, then this is the right time to take about it and work upon it. Okay. Mars will stay in the sign of Gemini till 3rd of April, and then it will enter the sign of its debilitation state, that is the sign of Cancer. Okay. And I have also made the content regarding the 6 planetary conjunctions just before, and you can understand I have talked about the influence of Mars also over there, so it will help you a lot with regards to that particular transits. And if you are new to this channel, tap onto the subscribe button, click onto the notification bell icon, so that every time I make a new content you get notified instantly. And if you want a personalized consultation from me, check the links down in the description section. You can mail me through my email ID, or get connected with me through my Facebook or Instagram accounts. So come, let us start for all the 12 ascendant signs. Check it from your ascendant sign only, I would say. Okay, let us start. For the Aries ascendant people, it is happening in the 3rd house. So first of all, it is a very good time to start new work. Very good time. If any work was getting delayed, this is the right time to work on it. Your inborn talents, your hobbies, your any kind of projects or any kind of startup you are working on, any kind of work or business you are working upon, you will find new energy, new willpower, new zeal, new enthusiasm in your life. This will also improve the bonding between you and your friends, your co-bonds, specifically your younger siblings. Okay, and specifically the bonding between you and the your day-to-day contact peoples. Okay. Short travels with respect to work is possible, is seen during this particular time, and it will also be very fruitful to you. Since it is happening in the 3rd house of communication, there can be very straightforward communications between you and the people of daily contact. So make sure that you do not hurt while communicating the other person, because sometimes the words can be very up to the mark, straightforward, very blunt at times. Okay. So that's it for the Aries ascendant people. For the Taurus ascendant people, it is happening in the 2nd house. Now For the Taurus people, Mars is not a very benefic planet for the Taurus people. Okay, in fact, it is a 12th lord and the 7th lord. So it is somehow it is neutral, but it is not a benefic one. So there is a chance of expenditures because of the direct motion. There is a chance of expenditures, but again at the same time, it will also make you very focused towards your financial conditions. So this is a very right time to work upon, like, in the upcoming future, how you want to work on your finances or how you want to work upon your investment strategies. In that regards, this transit of Mars in the second house is going to give you very good results. Number two, this is also a time to resolve the family bondings or family issues, or any kind of issues related to you and your elders of the family. Okay, in this particular time. Secondly, this is also a time you will be able to improve the bonding between you and your partner. But make sure that since it is in the house of speech, second house, so at times your words can be very hurtful at times, very straightforward, and that may not be taken very lightly or easily by the other people, specifically the listeners. So there is a chance that you might get into any kind of arguments with the elders or the family members. Okay, so make sure you work on that. Otherwise, I will say that this is also a good time for working on any kind of investment strategies or any kind of decision making which was hampering, because Mars was aspecting in the, and still now it is aspecting on your fifth house. So any kind of decision making which was getting delayed, now it is a very good time to work upon all those things. For the Gemini ascendant people, it is happening in the first house. First of all, it will give you the courage, it will give you the confidence, it will give you the proper willpower to take the decisions. Mars happens to be your 11th lord, so this also increases the strategic work for improvement of finances. Like suppose if you are delaying your work, so you are also delaying the sources of income in your life, correct? Previously Mars was retrograde, so now Mars is turning direct, it has already turned direct. So this is a very good time to work on your finances, to work on the actual thing in life which can actually lead you to get higher and achieve your aims and goals in your life. Okay, but definitely Mars will enter your second house simultaneously after a few months, like, and it will get debilitated, but that will be a different story. But at this moment of time, that is what I can see. Secondly, Mars in the first house, it is turned direct. It is a very good time for self development, but again it is also a time that you might get into any kind of problems with your partner or any issues related to partner. Sometimes it may seem that you are getting very selfish, your partner may feel that he or she is becoming very selfish. Okay, but you will feel that I am working on my own confidence, I am working on my own development. Okay, so there is a chance that that can be an issue between you and your partner, understanding issues, particularly at the personal level. At the professional level, there can be work related indifferences. Why? Because Mars happens to be your sixth lord also. Because of this, all these things are there. Mars will be aspecting your fourth lord, fourth house and eighth house. So this also means that family environment and anything matter related to the married life, or anything related to joint assets, or where you and your partner together has to work, in all those matters there can be conflicts. All of a sudden you will be like very concerned that I want everything in front of me. You will take that dominance, you will take that dominant role in life with regards to all these things. And make sure that while doing all this, you don't get into any kind of fights, since it is your sixth lord transiting in the first house direct. So while you are driving any car, or while you are you are in a hurry, make sure that you don't get injured or you don't get into any kind of problems related to health. Don't pick up fights. Not a very good time to take any loan or debts. Okay, in fact, if it is possible, pay it off. That is for the Gemini ascendant people. For the Cancer ascendant people, it is happening in the 12th house. Now for the Cancer ascendant people, Mars is a yoga karaka planet. It is the yoga karaka planet because Mars happens to be your 10th lord and 5th lord. They are turning direct, it is good for you, but it is transiting in the 12th house. That 12th house placement of Mars is not good, but it is direct, at least that is a relief. Okay, so now you will see that slowly and gradually your work and your decision making start taking some shape and form. But yes, some level of frustration and anxiety will stay until and unless Mars finally comes out of 12th house. But yes, you will say that after it comes out of the 12th house, it will get into first house and get debilitated. That's again a different story. But at least since it is in the 12th house, at the subconscious level there will be frustration, there can be impulsion, and that hidden anger, that why the things are not getting perfectly solved, or this kind of things. Okay, so I would say that since it is in the 12th house, there can be some expenditures also. Means since it is the fifth lord, so don't get into any kind of speculative work, or don't get into any kind of speculation, speculative like businesses and something, because that can lead to some kind of expenditures, that can lead to some kind of losses. Okay, another thing is that since it is turning now direct, much relief with regards to children and the health of the children, much relief. At your work level also, you will find that at least some, you can see some direction, you can see some like focus in life. Okay, this will also improve your health, because Mars also rules the vitality, energy. Okay, this will also give you the focus. uh, Sudden transits in like personal life, sudden transits can be there, like suppose short travels, okay, into some unknown place, into some faraway place, short travels can be there. With regards to younger siblings, so I will say that yes, some miscommunications will be resolved to some level, to some extent. Okay, so that's it for the Cancer ascendant people. For the Leo ascendant people, it is happening in the 11th house. Now this is very good, I will say, for the Leo ascendant people. At least now you will be able to focus in your work in a more proper manner. The mitigation between you and your seniors will be resolved. Any kind of issues, if it was there in the past, will be resolved. Your work will improve. Okay, your health will improve, first of all. Now this position of Mars will also allow you to focus on those kind of work which can pay you back. It is a wonderful position of Mars, because this can make you highly professional. This is not a position where you will be like doing only the service which is not going to pay you back. This is the placement where you are like a sportsman, you are working in a team spirit, that yes, I will help you back, but I also want the similar kind of help from you. Because 11th house is all about service, but also self improvement. So this is a wonderful position of Mars, I will say, and it is turning direct, and Mars will stay here for quite some time. So it's a brilliant position for the Leo ascendant people to work on any kind of projects or anything where you need help of other people, and also they need your help. So this is also a time for your improvement, like promotions or appreciations, or any kind of work which can lead to promotion, lead to appreciations in your life. Work on that, you will definitely be very successful in that. Any kind of work related to agriculture, real estate, construction, and land and properties, you will be getting very good results. And suppose someone is working in mechanical engineering or electrical engineering or electronics, or where like engineering field in technical education, in that case also this is going to give you very good results. This is also particularly helpful with respect to your relationships, personal relationships, love and romance. Okay, with regards to your partner is concerned, in that regards also it is going to give you very good results. But make sure it can also make you sometimes very blunt with respect to your speech, second house aspect. Okay, so make sure that you don't hurt other people while being very straightforward. Okay, so that's it for the Leo ascendant people. For the Virgo ascendant people, this is happening in the 10th house. So now this regard, I will say that since Mars happens to be your 8th lord, now 8th lord is direct in the 10th house, and Mars happens to be your 3rd lord also. This particularly indicates that if you want to change your work, or if you want to change your job and you are unable to do it, this is the right time to find the opportunity and take the new opportunity, because I can see new opportunities coming on your way. This is a very good very good time, right time to change the course of your work and get something better in your life, because I can see that disinterest towards your present work will be at its heights during this particular time. So this is the right time, work on it. Secondly, while in your working environment, you will be doing very good, but there is also a time that you may pick fights, unnecessary fights and unnecessary conflicts between you and your colleagues or authorities or anyone in the working environment. Mars is direct, at least it is good, because Mars normally, when you are talking about the directional strength, Mars is Digbali or having the directional strength in the 10th house. Okay, so in that regards, it is good because your health will improve. You will be able to finish up your work very promptly. But again, at the same time, since Mars is highly powerful here, so there is a chance that unnecessary fights, unnecessary conflicts, because aggression will be at its height. So use it, channelize it in a proper way, because Mars will aspect the fourth house. Fourth house is home, homely environment. So the people in your home or domestic influence, they will feel that, oh, he or she is turning very dominant, so they might have problem managing you. Okay, so you have to manage that also, you have to work on that also, because Mars will aspect the first house. Now first house, your brain, your mind. Okay, so at times you will be very hot headed, that why it is not happening quick. So this kind of thing, so you will be in a hurry every time, because you know that if I can do it in 2 minutes, then why other people are taking 20 minutes. So this kind of competitiveness, so make sure that you also give equal and ample respect, and respect their opinions of the other people also. Although this is not the domain of Mars, but still that is the challenge for the Virgo ascendant people. Okay, because the criticality and judgment will always be there, because you see Mercury is the lord of the ascendant for the Virgo ascendant. And where is Mercury transiting? In the 6th house, in the sign of Aquarius. So critical judgments will always be there. So make sure that you don't mess up your bonding with other people, that is the interpersonal relationships. Okay, for the Libra ascendant people, it is happening in the 9th house. Mars is direct in the 9th house. So first of all, it is a very good motion, I will say, because Mars holds the second lordship and the seventh lordship, relationship, money, family. So at least now you have a focus towards your work, towards your source of livelihood, towards your money, towards your family matters and relationship matters. Anything or any issue which was creating the conflicts between you and your family members, or and your partner prior, now all these things will be resolved. Your communication skills will improve. It is also a time when you will be able to focus on your work, new projects, your hobbies, your creative talents. Okay, but Mars will also aspect your 12th house and 4th house. So this is a time when I can see that there can also be anxiety at certain level. Mental peace will depend upon your success in your life. So this also indicates that there can be restlessness, there can be lack of sleeping pattern. Okay, there can be disturbance in the sleeping pattern, there can be expenditures. So work on your budget management properly. Since it is in the 9th house, so at times you will be very stern, very stubborn regarding your belief system, and that can lead to fights or arguments. So make sure that you don't become so much stubborn about your belief system or too much about your religious ideas. Okay, so in that regards, there can be some travels, long distance travels, but since Mars is in the sign of Gemini, it is an inimical sign. I can also see that travels will be there, but the travels can be very exhaustive. You will feel that lot and lot of mental and physical energies are getting depleted because of that travel. So religious discourses are good, that can be seen, but make sure that the travel should be well planned, otherwise it will lead to that. For the Scorpio ascendant people, it is happening in the 8th house. Now, Scorpio sign is ruled by Mars itself. So it is your first lord. So the number one thing is that it is a very good news for you that your health will be improved. You will get good results regarding your health. You will see that any matter which was very sudden, unresolved, and you are not getting an answer to it, all of a sudden you will see that yes, now the solutions are coming. But yes, you should also be very careful that Mars has not come out of your 8th house, it is still in your 8th house. So that means similar kind of mistakes should not be done. Although the initial results will be good, now the results which was creating problems for you, those will be good. You will get good benefits out of it, but make sure that you don't make any new mistakes regarding your health, regarding your relationship, regarding the money and finances, because 8th house is also the joint assets or any kind of work where you and your partner togetherly they make it up. Any health matter related to teeth, eye, will be resolved. Okay, you will see that your energy levels are good. Means previously you might have been felt very lazy and lethargic, but now you will feel that okay, some things are changing. So this is a very good time to work on your new work hobbies. Okay, this is a very good time for spiritual life also. So at times you may feel that yoga, meditation, and learning some spiritual stuffs, okay, occult knowledge is very good for you. Okay, so that's it for the Scorpio ascendant people. For this Sagittarius ascendant people, this is happening in the seventh house. Now, for the Sagittarius people, Mars is the fifth lord. It is turning direct in the seventh house. So I will say this is a very good transit with regards to the fifth lordship, because now you will be able to focus on your personal work. Specifically, if you are associated with any kind of startup, entrepreneurship, any business on your own, like suppose you are working on any kind of work on your own, you are like self-employed, in that regard this is a very good transit, because now you will be able to focus on your work more promptly. But since Mars is direct, this is also a time that you need to cooperate, and on certain matters you need to compromise on certain things in order to make your relationship and bonding with your partner more nice and beautiful. Now, someone will say that what if I am not in a relationship? Then I am talking about interpersonal relationship. It can be anyone, because seventh house is also the house of mass fame, public image. If you always get into indifferences, if you always get into conflicts, then the mass fame and public image disturbs. Okay, so in that regards, you need to be careful. But all of a sudden, I will say that Mars is direct in the seventh house. It is aspecting the first house. So all of a sudden, there will be a surge of energy. But since seventh house is the Maraka Sthan, so I will also say that make sure that you don't get into any unhealthy habits or don't get into unnecessary fights. Okay, suppose if you're driving or you are associated with any kind of work where you need to be more adventurous, you need to be careful regarding that. Okay, because Mars will be aspecting your second house and first house. So there can be hot-headedness, there can be anxiety, impulsiveness all of a sudden. Okay, so that are the things you need to be careful of. For the Capricorn ascendant people, Mars is direct in the sixth house. Now, since Mars is in the sixth house and it is direct, any kind of pending work or any kind of day-to-day work where you needs regularity, where you need order, will be up to the mark. Anything which was getting delayed will be up to the mark. Now you will be able to face your opponents in any kind of competition. You will be getting success out of it. But again, at the same time, Mars happens to be your fourth lord, direct in the sixth house. So any matter related to your home or domestic environment or related to health of your mother, all of a sudden may come in front of you, and you will be able to, you will be like, okay, I have to work on this also. Yes, you need to work on that, specifically related to mother, health of mother, domestic issues or home. Now, Mars is also your 11th lord in the sixth house. So, suppose someone associated with legal profession, someone associated with medical profession, there for them it is a very good time that their work will improve. And any matter related to that will improve. So suppose if you are associated with anything related to legal things also, you will see that things are turning in your favor. So in that regards, this transit of Mars has some benefits also. Okay, for the Aquarius ascendant people, it is happening in the fifth house. Now you see, first of all I will say I can see change in work. I can see change in work definitely with this direct motion of Mars. And I can also see some disinterest. I can also see that there is a propensity that you will think of starting something new of your own. If your dasa are favorable, then you will be able to start it. Secondly, someone associated with any kind of creative talents and you are working on that, very good time. Someone associated with sports, athletics, mechanical engineering or engineering field or technical education, for them also it is a very good time. They will be able to get success out of it. Okay, and suppose if you are working on something where you need to speak and connect with multiple people and express yourself, in that regards also this transit of Mars is going to be very good results, because Mars is your third lord for the Aquarius ascendant people, and it is aspecting the 11th house. So you will be able to connect with multiple peoples in your life, means network circle will improve. Okay, but again at the same time your ego will also boost up. So while you are connecting with people, make sure that you don't get into too much egoistic conversations, and that can other people will feel that you are dominating them or you are getting into their mind. Okay, and that can disturb their emotions. Okay, make sure that you don't get into that. And uh, adventure sports with caution. Mars will aspect your 8th house and 12th house. Okay, so caution should be there, discipline should be there. You will be able to take some decisions regarding your investments also, but try to avoid any um, decisions related to speculation, because Mercury is afflicted and Mercury will be afflicted more in the upcoming times, and it will be debilitated also. Okay, so don't get into speculation, but yes, apart from speculation, if any long term investment plans you are thinking about, that you can take. Okay, for the Pisces ascendant people, it is happening in the fourth house. Okay, now Mars is your ninth lord, and it is the second lord also, getting direct in the fourth house. So first of all, I will say it is very good with respect to homely environment, or any person associated with any kind of work related to agriculture, landed properties, construction, real estate, mechanics, electronics. In those kind of work, they are going to get very good results. But since it is happening in the fourth house, see, there will be some strain at the mind, at the mental level. So you will be getting into each and every small matters at home, and that can create the conflicts between you and the family members. Okay, health of mother will improve, bonding between you and your mother will improve, but initial some strains can be there, conflicts may be there. You need to work upon that. Lethargy and laziness will be resolved. Okay, previously it was retrograde, now it will be resolved. But again, yes, since it is happening in the fourth house, so you need to channelize your energy. Otherwise, you will see that the same work is taking a lot of time and you are getting more anxious about the work. Okay, bonding between you and your partner, that has to be worked upon. That is one thing you need to work upon, because Mars will be aspecting your seventh house. Okay, that need to be worked upon. I can see that selling and purchasing of property will be beneficial during this particular time. So that's it for the Pisces ascendant people. So hope you have liked this video, and if you have liked this video, press the like button and share to your near and dear ones. And if you are new to this channel, tap onto the subscribe button, click onto the notification bell icon, so that every time I make a new video, you get notified instantly. And if you want a personalized consultation, check the links down in the description section. You can mail me through my email ID, or um, you can also get into the Facebook or Instagram accounts down in the description section. Okay, so that's it for now. I'm signing off for today. Thanking you. Bye bye.